Hi and welcome back. So let's very briefly look at deleting properties. It's really no different than doing getters and setters, except now we have another method that we can use when we use the delete on the property. And as I've already mentioned and shown you before, it doesn't actually delete the property, it just calls the delete method and it will do whatever we tell it to do. So for example, if we define our class person, and we do our init, let's say self common name, and here I'm going to say self.name equals name, so it looks like I'm using a bare attribute, but I'm not. I'm going to define name to be an actual property. Whether it's a property or an attribute, I don't have to change how I call the setter. So here I'm going to use the old style of doing it. I'm not going to use decorators, just to show you both ways. So here we'll print getting a name. So let's just say getter, and then we'll just return self._name. So I am using a local variable, a private variable, to keep track of that. Then we can define the set function, the set method, to be more precise. And then here I'll just say print setter, and then we'll set the name, the underscore name, to the value. And then I'm going to write the deleter. So del name self, and all I'm going to do here is say deleter, and I'm going to remove the private variable from the instance dictionary. So I'm going to say self._name, delete that. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. And then lastly, I'm going to define my name property, and I'm going to basically use key arguments, keyword arguments. I don't have to, I could just pass them in this particular order. The getter, the setter, so fset equals set name, and then the fdel equals delete name. And if I want, I can just also specify the docstring, and I could say person name, okay, something like that. So now I have my class defined. I can go ahead and create an instance, let's say person Guido. So now I have that, I have the name, okay, and if I look at the dictionary, I have the underscore name in the dictionary. That's what I was using as a backing variable. And I can now call delete, so I can say delete p.name. I can do it this way, or I can do the delete adder, so I could say delete p name. Either way, it will do the same thing. It will call, as you can see, the deleter. So it called this method over here that printed this out and removed underscore name from the instance dictionary. So if I look now at the instance dictionary, then we will see that it's empty. We no longer have the name, but of course the property still exists on the person class. If we look at the person class, then we'll see that the property still exists, the name property still exists. So we can reset it. We can say p.name equals Alex, and that's going to call the setter, as you can see, and now our dictionary of that instance has the underscore name. So that's doing it the old style. So basically, not using decorators, we can do it this way. If we want to use decorators, it's very simple. I'm going to take this and copy paste it. And now all I need to do is just change all these functions to just name, because each one of them is used for the name property. And all I need to do here is specify that this is a property using the decorator. Now, of course, I have to also decorate this one. So this is the name.setter. And then here I have the name.deleter. And if I want the docstring, as I've shown you before, we just specify it right here. So person name. And so we have the same behavior as before. We can create person, let's say with Alex. So now it called the setter. It's in our dictionary. Okay, so this works exactly the same as before. It does exactly the same that we did in this class over here. If I call del p.name, so I'm going to use the delete keyword this time, it called the deleter method. And if I look now at the instance dictionary, the underscore name is gone, but of course I can reset it because the property hasn't gone, just that backing variable, and I can make it equal to Guido. And now, of course, it is in my dictionary. The setter was called, and I have that. Okay, so that's very straightforward. It's not something that's used terribly often. the deleter, but in case you need it for some reason, this is how you use it. You can use it this way, using the decorator syntax, or you can use it this way by just creating the property explicitly after you've created your functions. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.